please stand for land acknowledgement. Trustee Jackson. Please give us down.
Let's acknowledge that we are in the homelands of the Hoopoe people.
Thank you, and if we could go ahead and turn for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. Trustee Colette here. Trustee Colette. Yes. Trustee Kelly. Present. Lodge. Present.
Trustee Gray.
Here.
Trustee Jackson here. And Trustee Richards. We have quorum.
That brings us to the adoption of the agenda. I'd like to change on the agenda, bringing number 9, public comment on agenda items up to be number 3. So it comes at the top of the agenda. With that change, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda? Or are there any other changes to it?
A motion to approve the agenda.
I have a motion made by Trustee McLaughlin, seconded by Trustee Kozrov to approve the agenda with the one edit of bringing the public comment up to number 3 from number 9. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, motion is approved. That brings us to public comment. I have Robert Anderson would like to comment on number 3.
Good evening, Robert Anderson, 16-year high school teacher at Hoover Valley High School and president of Plymouth Community Teachers Association. As you're looking ahead at, sure, okay.
Thank you.
I introduced myself, so do I need to do that again? Okay. As you're looking at your election to your leadership, I would like to encourage a shared vision that all parts of the district work together, and that as a board you work with many in partnership with many different agencies and individuals, including the employee unions. And I would offer a benediction for whoever should rise to the gavel to share that vision, that we have a district where all parts work together in their respective roles with transparency, accountability, and respect.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I see that you also wanted to speak on 7A. Is that a closed session?
I think so.
Closed session. Okay, we'll wait for a closed session on that one then. 7 is closed session. We have Robert Anderson, you want to speak on 10B? Did you want to wait till we get down that far?
Isn't 7B part of the closed session, or this is comments for closed session?
This is agenda items, but I'll do another comment for the actual closed session items before we go in closed session.
Okay, so 10B?
Yes,
Sure.
okay.
Well, again, Robert Anderson, president of the TTA.
That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, we could use it. When we're looking at 10B, there was a statement about attendance, and I would like to raise awareness that attendance is not being supported until we have full staff at the high school. For supporting attendance, we've gone for quite a while without an attendance secretary and without the additional attendance technician that we were expecting to get with the middle school students. So I believe we're behind by several weeks in our audits. And that's something that when we're looking at attendance numbers, I just wanted to flag that we're going to have problems with the high school with our reporting because of the staffing issues. we have.
I have a question about that.
Of course.
So, okay. But the teachers are doing attendance, right?
We're allowed to do attendance up to a point, but we can't close the attendance record because just because I don't see a kid in third period, they could be at a doctor's appointment.
Right.
And that's where an attendance secretary would be needed to clear that absence as either a cut or as an excused absence or an excused party. So all of that is sort of next level. We only see our period in the day.
But as long as if all the teachers are doing attendance, then there is someplace to work from.
That's where it starts, but then after they go through all of the different, who was on activities, who was on appointments, then they have to generate, as I understand by California law, a paper backup of our electronic attendance. And then we all have to sign every page for every week. When it's piled up like this before, when we had vacancies in the past where it was just the high school, but not the additional 80 students, I've had to spend upwards of 40 minutes, 45 minutes just signing paper copies of attendance that I'd taken months ago.
I guess what I'm wondering is, we got a report that shows that our high school has 99% attendance.
I not only cannot verify that, I would personally refute that statement.
Okay, and so
Of course.
I'm wondering if we're looking at that number, it looks like maybe people aren't doing attendance.
We're doing attendance, but it can only go so far. An attendance secretary has to finish it. So I'm not sure where that 99 comes from unless they were talking about me. I've been able to be healthy so far this year. I did drift off a little in one after.
Yeah, well, I get calls every day. The kid's absent, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's a different,
Somebody knows.
the parent share is operating independently. So parents are sometimes getting alerts for things that they had already put in as a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment,
Okay,
which has caused some frustration for families. Why are we getting these announcements? Why are you saying my son or daughter was cutting when I already submitted the doctor's note?
okay,
So
yeah, okay.
attendance is in crisis at the high school. I don't think there's any other way to put it. Yes.
With attendance, it's positive attendance in the computer. So unless they're marked absent, it's gonna say they're there. And so if you've got 99% attendance, I'm assuming that somebody is not saying they're absent.
Right,
Not to clear it, anything like that, but somebody is not saying they're absent at all.
I would believe that the teacher's records are not going to the next stage of reporting.
Yeah.
So there's a backup. And I've seen some of the actuals, Mary Ann Lyons showed us that she had, solid inch and a half of paperwork to fill out. So this is why we need a full-time professional handling the attendance and usually just the attendance. It has been difficult for Amber last year to maintain attendance while handling the front office with all of the in and out of students. So it's a serious job, it's a difficult job, and you require special training to do it. So if we were to find somebody, then there would be the low learning curve for that individual. And this, of course, directly affects ADA. So if we're making projections on ADA at 99%, there's lots of reasons to be concerned for that.
yeah, it concerned me when I saw that, because I'm pretty sure that's not an accurate number.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions from the board?
Still think this.
I just want to make a comment about attendance that's not related to the high school. So since the Hoopa tribe has went to their 4-day work week, they've only had one Friday off so far. So we're gonna kind of see what the trend looks like. But Hoopa Elementary's attendance on Friday was 62%. Yeah, so we have a lot of concerns about that. So I'm not sure what the answer is, but we're gonna be watching it and we're having conversations already. But I don't know if there's carrots to dangle, parents get your kids there still, still have to come to school, but I thought that would be perfect. I would stay home and like clean my house and not have my kids around, but a lot of things are out. So I'm sure sickness too. That was a big dick.
I'm thinking about. 3 baby thing plus. Nobody doesn't use that. Yeah.
Robert, did you want to comment now on your action items? Do you want to wait for those action items until we call them and actually talk about them?
Probably in the normal flow of a meeting.
Okay,
in parallel.
all right, thank you. If that's it for the agenda item comment, that will bring us to our annual organization board business, election of board officers and committee members for president, clerk, and county committee on school district organizations. So we'll need nominations for voting for president.
I nominate you. I nominate Lori. President.
Oh, I didn't say open nominations for president.
Can we nominate more than one person?
Yes.
I'd like to nominate, Anushka.
Yeah, very great.
I think you can nominate more than one person.
You just have
Think
to
it's
say
whatever.
everybody's.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No.
Martha, would you be at this?
She about flew out of her chair when she got here.
It's like gonna get under the table. So I'd like to nominate Lori.
Are you accepting the nomination, Terry?
I don't know what he's doing back to us.
Hard, hard.
Yeah. I'd rather be clerk than husband. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I.
So you're declining. So any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate you.
I accept the nomination. Thank you. So I'll close nominations for president. And we'll vote. All in favor of trustee Hodge as president? Say aye. Opposed? Hearing none, I'll accept the presidency. Thank you. That brings us to the nomination for voting for clerk, open nominations for clerk.
I'd like to nominate Terry. Does Terry accept? Does anybody else have a burning desire to be? I'd like to nominate Leslie. Oh, shoot.
You accept?
Yeah, I'll accept.
And I'd like to nominate, no.
Okay, we have two candidates for trust for clerk. I'll close the nominations if there are no others, and we will have a vote for, we'll do thumbs. How about if we do thumbs? That works for Terry Bray.
If we do it this way,
Is approved, and this way is, I can live with it, and this way is no.
what would you just do, yes or no?
Yes, right, we wouldn't do, I can live. with yes or no.
So
So
we
that
have,
was two.
we have the potential of a tie. There we go. There's six of us.
Oh, yeah, we have the potential. Okay, so we have two thumbs up for Terry Bray.
I thought Martha had a son, so
Oh,
she.
Oh,
I nominated her.
Oh, well, then we do have a tie, then I don't know why I didn't see your thumb. Okay, and for trustee Jackson, thumbs up. What do you do in case of a tie?
Revote.
I think you revote.
I think the
We have to revote.
superintendent. Check, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I think
Oh.
we just have to read, just revote.
Okay. Okay.
She's, I couldn't make sure she's. Call Frank.
Are you checking it? for
Yeah, I
Bill?
am.
Oh, geez, I'm a good stuff.
Board policy. Well, maybe we should have somebody look within the board policies to find out what that is.
I need to look it up. Well, you, okay, yeah.
Because otherwise we just have to table that and
Table that until they have.
because we waited and.
Ready to check? She's, I think she's, I am looking. Oh, you are. I'm just thinking about like that.
Thanks. Are we allowed to vote? No. No, the community doesn't get to vote?
No, just the board picks their own members or their own seat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the nominations and voting for county committee member for school district organization. And Martha, haven't you been holding that seat? I don't know that what they actually do or if they even call meetings.
That, you know what, if they don't, and. But I was kind of thinking Terry would be really good at that.
That's what I'd be really good at it.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure what they do. They're supposed to be the ones that or do the aerial boundaries.
Yeah, they do the districting.
Districting issues.
Who's our representative?
No, that we, I don't know, it wasn't even, but. No.
It's only been Martha that I know.
And I don't remember the rules. Oh, what, that
What it was,
Page. It was awesome.
it says it's an elected official reviewing and deciding on major changes to local school district boundary formations for trustee areas, ensuring proper procedures, studying impact. And making recommendations to the State Board of Education for district restructuring, territory transfers, or board size adjustments.
I don't know.
Right, get next.
But
Not very good at all. Maybe getting my attention. Is it something that we have to have?
You find it.
Not at his eyes. Only if you're doing that. Yes, when you're looking at a new member. Relational candidate, you're supposed to have a question type for answer. So you can table it to someone.
We don't have to do them this meeting.
If we can't, we can. It's on the line.
Okay, how about, well, we're on the nomination for the county committee member for school district organization. I nominated Frank because he's not here.
I know.
They tried to do that to her last year, I remember that.
Yeah.
Fine, no, can you be president and please act?
You just have to table that one here.
This table and both, okay.
You have to have it done by the 20th. That's what's it done. It's probably the same day.
When is it, December?
December. Okay, well, we'll just have to look on some meeting.
Yeah, we're working on that. Friday. So we're gonna pull the table that to the meeting on Friday, both the nomination for the clerk and for the county committee member. That brings us to presentation by Two Feathers, a Native American Family Services Program rotated. Is he here, Virgil? I saw. Well, there you are. Welcome, thank you for being here.
Yes. Happy to be here.
Can you turn it on? No, it's, I asked, so he said it's not working, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It looks like the light's on, but it's not working. Before I work. Hello, hello, that's hello.
You're in
Well, the famous deal, none of here.
Sounds like noted. We need to buy the
Alright.
mics. So you.
I'll just speak up.
There you go. We like
Yeah,
that.
a little something like that, I'll speak up. So, so just kind of give an overview of Two Feathers and, for those. I presented, I think a couple years ago to the board, but there would be kind of a refresher, and then before I give a overview of Two Feather Services that we in partnership with the district, you all, my name is Virgil Moorhead Jr. I'm the executive director at Two Feathers Native American Family Services, part of the Big Lagoon Rancheria, Yurok, and Talawa. Professionally trained as a licensed clinical psychologist. And so Two Feathers, what we do a lot is youth mental health. We do a lot of prevention-based programming, cultural-based programming, mentorship, and then we support groups. Then we also, more recently, over the last couple of years, have started a youth employment program. So I think 8 of your students are in our youth employment program. And then I think throughout the county, we have about 50 youth employees in a year-long program. So combination of prevention programming, mental health counseling, substance abuse counseling. We kind of integrate those two. And then the youth employment is kind of what Two Feathers is about. We serve I think we have 12 school districts that we work with, from Fortuna to Big Lagoon to out here. But, a little bit of history, this was like, I think, the first school district that we started working with. And I would say about 30-40% of our youth that we work with are in this district. And it's always, and hopefully it will continue to be a top priority in the sense of, being able to provide services if you all want us. So it was about 8 years ago, I think, there was Angie Brown, she used to work here, Bruni, Laura Lee, Lois Risling, we were meeting and they're like, we really need mental health services. And at that time, Two Feathers was a staff of 4. I was providing direct service, and I started direct service straight from Stanford to here. And now we have a staff of 43, I think, with those youth employees. So, but we have a lot to be grateful for in that growth, in the ability to fulfill our mission because of the district, you all, and our partnership. That partnership, I think we have about three federal grants that MOUs that previous superintendents have signed. Jennifer Land really worked closely with us. And we got a really big grant about 2.5 years ago, that I think the district and our partnership really helped us to get that. And so, if you want to get the sort of what we're committed to in the district is through those grants, those federal grants. One's called Project Aware. And so that's a little bit about Two Feathers partnership history with Climate, Trinity. A little bit of data right now, I'll hand it out after maybe I'm done, is, we have, Charlena here does drop in at the high school girls group wellness class, supports with the wellness, does groups. Our data from September to December with Charlena's programming is 72 unique youth. That means, unduplicated youth that she's working with in the classroom, providing supportive services. She became certified, I think, the first within Native communities to become a peer support specialist. So she can build Medi-Cal doing sort of like mentorship. And I think that's something to think about, as we in this county go forward around trying to provide mental health services. So Charlena is one thing we do in the district groups. The other thing is we support the mental health, that class at the high school. So on Wednesday, 2 days a week, we're coming in supporting that behavioral health class. We also do services in Orleans. We have previously in Captain John. and a little bit in Trinity Valley lately. So we're throughout the school district, primarily working with youth ages 10 to 18. I think our sweet spot's probably about 14 to 17, but we go down to 10. Just a little bit of data from June to December 2025 in the district, there's been 33 referrals for mental health counseling, and we've assigned and got in counseling 32 of those. Now, that's not saying that they're coming consistently, but we at least got in front of them and started providing services. The number of individuals receiving services in mental health is from this school year is 100. Currently, we have 85 youth in mental health counseling that Two Feathers clinicians are serving. So total service hours, 1,218, average service hours per week, 45. Like I said, 88 youth employees. And then, I don't want to like just keep going on about what we're doing, but we've created or we put together some things from last year too that we did. We hosted last year 27 girls group in Hoopa Elementary with, working with Ryan Colgrove and others. 45 sessions with what we call young bucks, with young men sessions over the year. Then we have like examples of the things that we supported the district, Hoopa L back to school, Hoopa Tribal Education back to school, Wellness Day, Hoopa Fun Day, Community Dinner. So that's kind of was last year, but I have it all right here just to update with what we're doing right now. And then really happy to take any questions or, feedback. Did I speak loud enough?
Yes.
I go too fast? No.
No, can I comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a question, but one of the best things that I've seen spending some time on the high school campus is Charlena and her room. She's a gym at the high school. I mean, I think all the kids want to go to her room, and she has really strong connections with the students, and that's really, really good to see. Just really positive, and we need to duplicate her. We need more of her. So, yeah, she's amazing. Good job.
I know that you do some really wonderful things out on the coast for your young bucks. Don't you provide that same kind of services we get for the students?
Yeah, so we have nephew. Yeah, Ernie comes out with 2, and so kind of the model is we have Ernie Albers come out 1 to 2 days a week. But what we found is with the road construction, everything that's going on, we try to get like 3 people to come. And so if 2 can't come, then 1's still there. So we don't cancel the groups. So Ernie comes out, and yes, we do. One of the things that we were really hitting hard last year, which we haven't got to because we kind of did more of the mental health because the principal and others asked to help with this class, is we did a lot of groups in the junior high last year. Ernie did. And we've kind of would like to reestablish that in the high school, but particularly that 7th and 8th grade. And so Ernie does that with several other, like Ray, who's Europe, comes with him, and they do that. What is it? I think 2 days a week.
Oh, so you do.
Yeah, they do it. Yep. We don't do like the Monday after school. It's a group support group during school. But the Young Bucks program on Mondays that we do that Ernie does, we don't do that. It's hard to keep our staff here after school because then they wouldn't be getting home till 7 or so. We don't do it after school, but we do it during school for the young boys.
But that's for high school.
High school, we do some, but last year it wasn't high school at all. But it was 7th and 8th, there was 6th, 7th and 8th. And we haven't got to that, but I think that's it sounds like a real need, and we'd really like to do that with that's because a lot of those kids, like they built relationships with. So for example, one thing I didn't mention is during the winter break, And this is like giving our, our staff, it's like, I don't think a lot of people know, but like. When during our winter break, we always reserve our fall break or whatever, we reserve. One of the days for hoopah, but we took them out to, and so 50 kids from the district. Came to our two winter break 2 weeks ago, winter break activities. And our staff drove, so if it starts at 10, they left at 6:30. Because if we don't give transportation, it's gonna be hard. So we have to give transportation. And then our biggest obstacle is like not enough cars because we had 50 students from the district come out to this, we rented out the Arcata swimming pool and then a movie theater. And then we did a skate camp in Willow Creek, but they had 50 kids. So we're gonna be doing ice skating, but this just kind of speaks to like, I think the need and motivation of the young people is, we're gonna do ice skating. They have ice skating out in Fortuna, but we can't, we're not gonna like let it, they only can have 50 kids at the ice skating, so we can't like put it out on our social media and stuff. But, I just think that why I say that is that there seems to be a real yearning with the kids to be able to do stuff like that.
You need a bus.
Yeah, a bus, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if they only take so many kids.
Yeah, I actually thought the bus when, but they only take 50 kids for the thing, but, I say that because I think that that's a lot what we do too. Is, these, like, go to the Warriors game, go to the Bay Area, do different kind of things, with them in this, and we really prioritize, because, our largest grant, is it's with Klamath Trinity, McKinleyville Union, and then Logan. But I think the majority of those resources are coming into this district. And like I said, like Jennifer Lane really, I appreciate, we appreciate, she really went in depth on that letter of support. Because there was, it's a real need, and I think that letter of support from Jennifer really helped us to get that. So, this is a responsibility for us to deliver on what we promised.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
How do you select the students that get to go?
Well, it's really we try to not say no, and it's not easy to like get them to come too. So it's like, it says stuff about our staff, but really it's about existing relationships if they're in other services. So like, we have a young doe, young bucks, and so if they're in those groups, then they get a priority to come. So really what we're trying to do, one top priority is that wraparound approach of getting multiple adults, multiple touch points over a sustained period of time. So then the prioritization is with those youth that are in our other programming. But we will be rolling out this grant with Justice Involved youth. And so that's another one that we're gonna have opportunities and also to pay youth through that project. So that'll also be a priority. Grant, I think a little bit too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I don't hear a whole lot of communications from you, and I don't know if Jacqueline does, but the board, we don't get a lot of communication on what you're doing and stuff. So if you need more support or help or you have ideas, we're open to all that kind of stuff. If you think we'll need to get information to Jacqueline to get out to us or something.
Yeah.
Because, we're 120% behind our youth, and this
Yeah.
you do provide a service that's very important to our community and this district, and we're grateful. Want to make sure you know that we are grateful.
Any other? So there's three like handouts, all that data, whatever, it's right here with some pictures and stuff here. I think we have enough, I said, so. All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Or we can do it when we're in the closed session. That brings us to public comment on closed session items. And I have, Peter Cole.
My name is Peter Cole, and I'm proud to be in my 13th year teaching at Hoopa Valley High School. During my tenure, I have taught math, music, economics, freshman seminar, and even 1 year of Spanish. I've taken students on field trips to Mexico, the Bay Area, Arcata, Willow Creek, and all around the Hoopa Valley. I play music with the awesome band students at home football games. I've worked at the scorer's table at countless home basketball games. I've chaperoned dances, hosted after-school clubs. I've assisted with the sound at graduation and have organized many concerts for our young musicians. And I've served on the WASC committee, helping our school to retain its accreditation. During my 13 years with this district, I've also worked under 10 different principals. In short, I have done a lot and seen a lot in this district. So I hope you will take seriously my concerns about the current treatment of the Hoopa Valley High School principal, Mr. Scotty Appleford. I've worked with Scotty daily for several years. I have personally witnessed his love and concern for our students, including my own daughters. I have seen him calm down and de-escalate dangerous situations between students. I have heard him unite and motivate our staff to tackle school-wide challenges that could have easily derailed the education of our children without his steady hand at the wheel. He is local, he is qualified, he loves our students, our staff, and our communities. His presence has brought structure and stability to our school. In his absence, I have felt our school morale drop lower than I have ever seen it before. It has gotten so bad that I am actively applying for teaching positions outside of the district for next year. I can no longer see myself working for an organization that treats its employees the way I have seen Scotty be treated this year. Please show me that I am wrong about the leadership of KTJUSD. Please give me a reason to believe that things can actually get better at this school that I love so much. Please do the right thing and give us back our principal. He deserves the same support and compassion that he has consistently shown to our students and staff.
Thank you. Thank you. Andrea Butler Crosby.
My name is Andrea Butler Crosby. I've been teaching since 1995. I've been teaching at the River School since 2000. I believe this is my 7th year with Klamath Trinity. And I'm really lucky to be working with the team that we have now. So I have a little thing I'm going to read because I'm nervous. What can one accomplish with excellent leadership and solid teamwork? I'd like you to witness what we do at Orleans Elementary School. Our young scholars have increased their reading scores 18% and exceed the overall state performance. Our math scores have increased 11% and are fast approaching standard. Our volleyball and basketball teams are champions. Our staff is united, supportive, and dedicated to our children's success. Yet we're poised to lose the leader of our solid academic team. Our morale is dropping, our colleagues are struggling, and our attention is diverted from our most important duty to improve the lives of the children we serve. And why, I ask you, it's because of the toxic environment that exists in this district right now. We need you as a board to stand up for the needs of our school communities. Our schools deserve strong leadership, people who go to bat for our students and staff. We need due process when mistakes are made, as that's where learning occurs. I've personally known Scotty Appleford as a teacher and administrative colleague for 9 years. His dedication to the profession is unquestionable, and dedication to our youth outstanding. If he's summarily dismissed, I believe we stand to lose more dedicated administrators, including our own, and will struggle to attract any new replacements. We need to access ELOP funds to allow our talented athletes to travel and to compete in larger arenas without draining limited family and ASB funds just to show up. We need to compensate every member of our staff equitably. And we need to come together to provide the best education and access to opportunities for our youth. And I'd like to ask you what the plan is. And I'm wondering if we're going to stall again and return another $1 million to the state. Or do we act together and invest in the extended learning opportunities that our kids deserve? Every child deserves a safe, healthy, caring learning environment. How can we provide that when our sites are understaffed? How can we attract and retain quality educators and administrators when our contract is so many years out of date? I ask you, how can we staff our school offices, our transportation, our paraprofessionals, our technology and custodial positions, and meet the needs of our kids when these positions are not paying a living wage? Answers can be found in your budget. You're looking at this first interim budget report tonight. And I ask you if you've had a chance to read it all, 200 and some pages of your packet, because it's weighty. But I saw when I was looking through it that our reserves for economic uncertainty sit at over $11 million. We're required to bankroll 4% on page 12 if you look at our first interim budget. And we have 32.71%. And I really feel that that's money for economic uncertainty, and that's what it's called. And our families are feeling the economic uncertainties acutely right now. And something has to give. So these stressors weigh heavy on our hearts and minds. They burn out veteran teachers, and they lead new teachers to better situations. And I'm sure you're feeling these stresses as well. And they can push anyone to the breaking point. And I ask you, who's most affected? It's really our youth. So it's time to dig deep and live up to the public trust investing in you as elected officials. I won't go on much longer, but thank you for showing up to represent our communities. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Karen Cole.
Good evening, I'm Karen Cole, principal of Orleans Elementary School and Witchpeck Elementary School this year. I'm here tonight in support of Mr. Scotty Appleford, who is currently on administrative leave and whose future in the district I assume will be discussed in closed session this evening. Over the past month, I have felt frustration, disbelief, worry, anger, and disappointment. Tonight, I want to share my top 8 reasons for supporting Mr. Appleford. I had to cut it down because I know the time constraints. Number 8, he is competent. He holds an administrative credential and has solid experience. As we've seen with other recent principal vacancies, finding qualified candidates isn't easy. Scotty is fully qualified for this role. Number 7, he shows up. He is present on campus every day. Beyond the school day, he attends games, dances, prom, music events, and more. He consistently shows up to support the students. Number 6, he leads well. Managing a staff of veteran educators with strong and differing opinions is no small task. Yet he does it collaboratively and effectively. Overall, he has broad support from his staff. Number 5, he is trauma informed. He maintains positive relationships with students, even in difficult situations. He uses restorative practices whenever possible and approaches discipline with care. Number 4, he is part of our community. Our district has seen high turnover in administrative positions, especially from leaders who commute from the coast and later leave for jobs closer to home. Stability creates progress, and Scotty provides that. He lives here and he wants to work here. Number 3, he is honest. He owns his mistakes and strives for transparency. His apology email that he sent after realizing he made incorrect assumptions was courageous. Admitting mistakes and repairing harm takes integrity. Number two, he is a team player. Scotty joined us as we navigated the challenges of returning from COVID. From the beginning, he showed a can-do attitude and has remained a reliable, collaborative colleague. And finally, number one, he is committed to KT, our students and our staff. He has faced difficult situations and misrepresentations in the past. Yet instead of walking away, he has stayed, worked through conflict, and sought understanding. I hope we give space for that to happen again. Rather than paying someone a new full salary, let's invest a portion of those funds in mediation so concerns can be addressed, relationships repaired, and we can move forward. As our own Vicki Kurtz has taught me, there is always a win-win solution. It just takes time and effort. And in the words of Robert Frost, the best way out is always through. Let's work together and get this decision right.
Robert Anderson.
Robert Edison, 16-year employee at Klamath Trinity Unified at the high school and KTTA president. 2 points on closed session 7A, making assumptions on what will be discussed. Scotty Appleford, as I understand, has been put on administrative review without an official stated purpose, and an administrative review which has not begun. And this has thrown the high school, which was already under severe pressure with the pilot program of the middle school, into a complete tailspin. There could not have been a worse time and a worse effort. For whatever he was guilty of, that retribution was sought or correction was desired. These children at the high school have suffered the most. We had immediate problems with morale. The functions of the high school are in dire straits. And now we're looking at a part-time substitute who's a great person, and I know her personally, but she's scheduled, as I understand it, through Monday through Thursday and from 8 to 4. And in previous practice, this is not the first time that our leadership has decided to remove a principal while the year was going, absent of something akin to a felony that might explain the situation. The district's leadership in the past had opted to pay that person to stay at home while paying others to fill in. I don't see how that is justifiable in any regard. I have difficulty understanding the decision of pulling a principal out, given what we know or don't know in the situation and the crisis that we were in. But it just made everything worse. And we do have fights on Fridays. We do need principals on Fridays. We have things that happen after 4. So what has been proposed as our long-term sub is in fact a leaky patch that's very expensive and does not put us in any better position to make it through the chopping waters that we have through the middle school pilot program. I'd also like to highlight that there are many unfilled positions that require greater investment on the board to be filled with full-time and qualified staff. This directly harms student services, functions of school sites, and places additional burdens on certificated employees. As I presented to you at the beginning of this school year, that is a major cause for teacher burnout. A major problem for retention is that teachers are being asked to do additional duties without enough time, such as filling in for absent principals or dealing with the instability created by rotating principals. The district must offer better pay, better hours, and do everything that is possible to fill these positions, because it is a crisis in our district that we've responded to by placing unqualified, uncertificated adults in a classroom for the whole year with the academic losses that follow, behavioral supports that aren't there, and this sense of just being passed on and passed on like the district doesn't care. And they feel that and they respond to that. And that's exactly what we saw when the middle school came across to us. The sports that the kids needed were just extreme. And it made sense that they would be. So we need to find a way that's better than slapping another Band-Aid on, filling another sub, or asking staff to try and find an extra hour or 20 minutes to cover for vacant positions and actually fill these things. Because it's a direct relation to student services, the functions of the sites, and the safety of our students. Thank you for your time.
Did you want to speak again on 7B or?
Let's get with this time. Okay, yeah, sure. If there isn't anybody else for 7A.
Well, they don't all say whether they're 7A, most of them say closed session.
Mine says non-agenda item, just because honestly, I wasn't sure.
Me too.
It was so vague whether it's being addressed that I just put non-agenda. But it is in regards to the high school and our leadership, if that applies. So
Either one or.
Would that be?
That would be a closed session.
Talk about personnel, it would be 7A in closed session.
So would that be something I would?
You want to
talk
switch to closed session?
Is that okay?
Sure.
Well,
Cause I
but
honestly,
7B is also closed session.
Well, no, that's why I said, go ahead, you can speak now.
So are you
can
open
speak if you
comment?
want. It doesn't have to go in A, B, or C, it just can be any,
go ahead.
it could be closed session.
Since that you might want me to sit down for a bit. 7B, so in relation to our contract for KTTA, the certificated staff at our district has gone without a current contract for 5 years, and this is apparent on our website. And if you want to talk about recruitment, when people are looking for a place to work, that's a blemish, that's a blot. That says something about how somebody's services in our community are going to be valued by our leadership. So I'm just wanting to impress upon the board and the leadership again to please continue in full faith and in negotiations so that we can fix this. It seems like a relatively easy fix. We thought we were starting it earlier in the year, and there were many delays. And it might be my fault for being a little staggered by how long this has taken. I don't want to confuse previous events and current events. But let's just say it looks very bad that it's still ongoing with all the discussions and promises we've had. So please put the focus on making sure that we get these negotiations through so that we can at least take this off the website and communicate to staff that might want to join us that they will be respected, at least by that.
Thank you. Megan Vieira.
Hi, my name is Megan Vieira. I will not speak as eloquently as some of the teachers and staff who have spoken already, but I really feel strongly about what they say. But I can speak personally about, I have 2 children in Hoopa High, and I can speak about one specifically of their experiences with Scotty and how important his presence is to the kids on that campus. Like one of my kids was going through some like down the wrong path kind of, you know, and when some things were happening, Scotty called me. He not only did he talk to my kid, but he called me personally, and we discussed at length, and he about like solutions and pathways to like fix like the direction. And he really earned my respect, and he earned my son's respect, and it really helped a lot. Like it helped a lot, and it really steered him back on path in a better way. And I just can't say enough how much Scotty means to my family personally. And I know for a fact there's other parents who couldn't make it tonight who feel the same way. And I don't know what's going on because there's been no release to the parents at the school about what's going on. But my kids know, and they can come home and tell me that there's no principal at school. And now there's a sub coming in that they don't know, they don't respect, or don't have a rapport with. And you know, Scotty really holds that school together. And I'm not there every day, so I don't see, but I hear from my kids what's going on. And I'm kind of angry, and I don't know what's going on. It sounds like an adult problem that I don't know about, so I can't speak to that, and I'm not gonna try to. But I can say that the only people who are gonna suffer because of this is the kids. The kids get respect and compassion. And I have a whole thing written up, and I'm just rambling because I really feel strongly about, I hope that you guys come to your senses and that Scotty can come back to the school and serve the kids in this community the way he has, with his whole heart and compassion and respect. And he just gives so much of the school, and I just see what little is coming back to him. And if I am, I wouldn't want to come back with that kind of respect, but he will want to come back because he cares about the kids, and that's what's important. And they're the only ones who are going to suffer. And when I look in the paper in the Tourist Tribune, I read it every week, and I see how many jobs are up and open and not filled, and to turn your back on an employee who's so dedicated to this community is crazy. And this is just from a parent's opinion. I don't work there. I go there every day, but from a parent's opinion, I think it's nuts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's not there.
Laura Hurwitz.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Hurwitz. I'm the Deputy Director for Hoopa Tribal Education. I've been in tribal education for 30 years up and down the rivers. I started up in Forks of Salmon. I didn't really write anything out either, but I wanted to start out by thanking you, all of you, for serving on the board. I know it's not easy. It's a really hard position you have. And I'm very appreciative that you show up to do this job. I'm also here in support of Scotty Appleford. I wanted to share my recent experience with Scotty. So and maybe I'll back up a little bit. So I've been in my position for 3 years now and worked very closely with Scotty, many different projects. We've collaborated on trying to bring like arts programs to the kids. There's just been, every time he reaches out, we respond, and we've worked together very well. Recently, Scotty reached out to tribal education asking for help. When the middle schoolers came over, I remember just being like, "Hey, Scotty, how you doing?" He's like, "We got this. We got this." And I was like, wow, no complaints, no nothing. We got this. We can do it. And then a few weeks later, we got an email saying, "I need help." And it was a genuine, and we need a team. We got to do this, and we can do it together. So tribal education and Two Feathers, Virgil was there, Kamal was there, and Boyd and tribal education. And we had a meeting with Scotty, and we talked about, what was going on with the middle schoolers. She said he'd never seen so many behavior problems, and he was really, really worried and concerned about the kids, and he wanted to make a plan together, which I think is really good leadership. I think it's really important as leaders that we don't try to, take it on. We can't do it ourselves. There's just too much to do. So at that meeting that day, it was really successful. And I remember, I think it was maybe Virgil who asked him, "Well, how many kids do you think are the most on fire?" Scotty said maybe 30, 35. And so then we made a plan between all of our different organizations that we were going to assign an adult to each one of these kids to try to get them back on track. Just like Megan was saying of what happened with her son, we made a plan. And we were going to do a 6-week, Virgil had suggested, because they really do good interventions with kids who are struggling, that we put the kids on a 6-week plan and we make sure it's consistent. Like he said, we don't cancel, we have a plan so nobody gets canceled on. And that was, it was the beginning of, I think, a really good plan, and we were going to all work together. And then it was the next week, and it was guy's gone, what? And it just seemed really blindsided. And, I agree with a lot of what other folks are saying, which is that I can't imagine what he could have done that would be so terrible that you would remove him in the middle of the year. I think it's really, really harmful to the students. And I really, really urge you as the board, please, I've heard some of the other teachers, and I want you to look at your staff. These staff members are amazing. And please, listen to your staff. They're the ones on the ground. They see what's going on. And then when people refer to toxic workplace culture and I just think a lot of times, instead of looking at the systems, we have colonization against us. Instead of hating the system, we see a lot of lateral violence going on. And it's just so harmful. And we got to be the grown-ups, and we got to model, not bullying. Because how are we ever going to teach the kids not to bully if we bully each other? And then, thank you so much for the consideration. And I really, really ask that we think of a new form of leadership, not top down, not one person in charge, but let's work together for the kids. I think we could do it.
Did you want to go ahead and close everything?
Please. I made all these copies of my letter and then I saw all my errors and now I don't want to hand them to you. But I will hand them. Does anyone want a hard copy of my letter? I emailed it to all of you in November and I haven't heard anything from anyone. So I just wanted to make sure that you all are receiving it. Do you want to take the step? Okay. Okay, thank you. My name is Lucy Locke and I am a resource teacher at the high school. Resource is part of the special ed program. This will be my 16th year. I actually started in this district when the district office petitioned me to go back to school to get my special ed credential. Because the district office and staff had that kind of relationship at that time. So I was able to go back, get my special ed credential, and bring it home, and I've stayed here since then. So just keep in mind, that's where I'm coming from. I'm writing to plead to you, our governing board. You are our governing board. You are the boss of everyone in this district, including our superintendent. You are in charge. Okay? Please proceed in a positive direction regarding our principal. As a former student of Hoopa High, I remember having the same principal all 4 years. Barely knew the guy. Low maintenance, easy. Never had to go see him because I, was a good kid, but whatever. Either way, we had the same principal. And I bet a lot of you who were in this district as students had the same principal for all 4 of your years. As a 15-year veteran of Hoopa High, I have never had a principal last more than 2 years. 15 years. So if you do the math, that is at least, I don't know, don't make me do math after school. It's a lot of principals that I've gone through and vice principals. In fact, I have had a number of wonderful principals that we've lost in crucial times on account of hasty decision-making made by former superintendents and school boards. I beg you to initiate a change. I'm asking you to start something new. I'm asking you to change habits, old habits, not great habits. A change in reactive decision-making. It shouldn't be reactive, okay? I want you to really think about that right now. Instead of when we take care of our children, nieces, grandchildren, whatever, we have to calm ourselves down before we go and address the issue. Otherwise, we're not going to parent them well, okay? So let's not be reactive in our decision-making. Let's start something different. As a staff, just to remind you, I'm asking you to think beyond personal feelings and opinions, because your personal feelings and opinions are not what should be making decisions. Not here. Your jobs, and I'm not pointing fingers at you, sorry, it's the teacher coming out. Your jobs is to make sure that that's happening. Your jobs is to be objective, just like my job is. I can't take my feelings out on a child, regardless of how I feel about him, her, they, their family, my family, their interactions with me. I've had kids want to fight me in the hallway, and then I have to be cordial and civil the very next day. So if you're asking us to do that, I'm asking you. Okay, as a staff at high school, we never got a chance to even discuss combining the junior and senior high. We didn't know about it. We weren't talked to about it. We didn't get to discuss it. We didn't get to plan it. We were not prepared. We weren't consulted. We weren't even informed of the idea until it was forced upon us as a reality at the beginning of the school year. We were not prepared. We were given the challenge of the junior high without the customary planning, contingencies, addition of staff. Beyond the 2 classroom teachers that we are grateful for, and our split Captain John Junior High principal, whom we are grateful for, this situation has led to a staggering increase in referrals. and other disciplinary actions. Staff out on leave. Staff morale in the drain, and the cohesion of our school is completely slipping. You come and you spend a few minutes on our campus, you're not getting the real picture. You need to be in the classrooms. You need to watch us call the office only to have no one answer. Sorry, okay. Our administration hasn't just been gone for the past month. They have been bombarded and occupied with the additional demands since before school even started this year. There is no one to call. Are the words our staff has been repeating as a mantra all year long. No one to call when a student runs out of class. No one to call when someone needs to go to the office, event, lockdown, drills. No one to call. Our admins are consumed with junior high and admin meetings. Principals, attendance secretaries are overworked. We're operating with a skeleton crew. Please don't take away another principal. He is part of our family. He's one that stayed, who endured, slashed tires, smashed windows, big house. Please. There's another paragraph at the bottom if you want to read it.
If there's no other public comment,
I didn't put it Friday, but I.
go ahead.
Okay.
Can we wait a second?
Can you wait?
We need
You
to
said
take 5 minutes. Can you go ahead and fill what he's out for me?
In the back table.
You want to
No, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, Kimberly Moon, I teach state science as well. I just, when you go into the room tonight, I want you to make a list of pros and make a list of cons of dismissing the principal of Hoopa High. And I want you to really look at that list, like which one's longer, which one's shorter, because my list, one of them's a lot longer than it is shorter. So just take the time to do that, okay? What's the pros of letting that person go, replacing them with somebody new? What's the cons of letting the person go, replacing them with somebody new? You've heard the staff. You have a lot to think about. I just want to remind you, like in the last 10 years, I've been through at least 5, 6 principals. And if you think that's helping Hoopa Al, I mean, really, consistency makes a difference. It's huge. You know, we lost Paula, I've been to Lenora, I've been to Colton, I've been to Kimball, I've been to Scotty, and now I have Miss Sandy Moon. And right now, I'm helping Miss Sandy Moon put on the winter program because, again, she's new to it. So you have to really think about all these things. You put somebody new in there, like I said, 8 to 4, who's gonna do all the additional duties that that person that we have currently was picking up. The dances, the proms, the football games, the organizing, the glue, basically. I mean, you had two games there with no concession stands. Who do you say? Who do you talk to? What do you do? Things are falling apart. And they're starting to show. So just make a list of pros, make a list of cons, and think about it. Thank you.
Martha? But you just go ahead and say. Go ahead, Larissa, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, I don't have a lot to say. I've been teaching here for like 3 years now. But I'm also a product of KTJ. I went to Orleans Elementary, Hoopa High. And I was a senior when a situation happened to Dusty Rossman. And it was a mess, a complete and utter disaster. And it was lucky that it was like, I don't know, actually when it happened, that was a long time ago, but
Month and a half before school.
yeah, they were lucky that it was a month and a half before school ended because like things fell apart. And as a kid, like it didn't feel good that my principal was gone. And now Dusty is the dean of students at Fortuna High. Scotty Appleford will find a new and probably better paying job, but he wants to be here. Yep, so there we go.
Thank you. Okay, so I will close public comment on closed session items and we'll adjourn to closed session. At 6:50.